there's obviously the idea of live streaming an existing show. That's always something that's talked about. I think what makes this format so special to us at Moment House is when the content is made for the audience sitting at home. It's sort of digital first content. It's not, okay, I'm doing this thing. We set up a camera, and now you're a second class citizen watching at home. All these people having fun here, right? It's what excites us is what format can we deliver, what content can we deliver to the end user, the person sitting at home, or not. And it's not necessarily always even just the person solo, like huddled over their laptop. Like we have so many, if you look at the data, there's so many instances of people throwing it up on the Apple TV and friends are over, and it's actually an offline social experience too. But how do we make them feel like this was made for them? And one example with Kygo, and this is more on the extreme side. Obviously, not every artist can do this, but like he did his performance from the top of the Alps, near his hometown of Bergen, Norway. And a helicopter actually came in, airdropped a piano just 30 yards to his right mid-performance, and he casually walks over and starts playing the piano, right? So what's cool about that is like, wow, like that's again, of course, this isn't something everybody can do, but it gives you a sense for like, okay, what element can we inject in here that is unique to digital? What can we? It's a whole new creative. It's a whole creative outlet. It's not just like, oh, let's do a live stream for the sake of doing a live stream. No, it's a whole new format where if you actually think about it from a creative standpoint and not just, oh, there's COVID, we got to do a live stream standpoint, there's a lot you can do with it. I mean, who can you do it with that you logistically could never take on a world tour? Okay, you're passionate about activism. Maybe there's 2 performances and then there's some piece about activism and then back to performances, right? Like there's so much you can do if you actually think about it as a creative outlet and not we got to do a live stream because it's COVID. And and that's what we're always encouraging, the market to approach it as.
Love to hear it. Shauna.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this. Whoever figures out how to bring spatial sound into a digital experience at the at-home user is going to be like a genius. And for those who don't understand the concept of spatial sound, that's being able to use your room as like a canvas for your sound system, right? It's very basic. Most sound systems are 4-channel, but what does it mean to have 24 channels? What does it mean to work with your audience to build the ideal listening experience, which then can connect to this beautiful sort of visual experience that maybe you're putting together. I leave that as sort of like, that's not my job to figure it out. That's the job of the artist. But like, it is really a fascinating sort of place to play because it does really connect to the hybrid idea of like, it could become almost like a live setting in your own home. There are very cool platforms and sound systems like Sonos that I'm sure you can hack and get into and do some really cool stuff with. But that's kind of where I see the future of hybrid shows is like, how do you make the at-home experience more interesting and less two-dimensional, like we've all been kind of dealing with?
Yeah.